All right, guys, good morning. We're going to be making a bunch of cuts this morning without Benjamin because he's at school. And if you look back here, someone has some very good taste because they're going to take Daedalus, CCVP, Naga-Ina, Kesey, and I'm also going to be cutting Conker King, a Eulychnia spinibarbis, maybe a JS47D. Well, we'll see what else, but it's going to be a lot. All right, get ready. Here we go. All right, let's get to Datalus first. Sanitize your blade. And let's get cutting. All right, Daedalus, seed grown icro-DNA variegate. These are the last two for the season. I let them grow nice and big. These are gonna root really well. So let's get cutting. Grip's gonna be a little awkward because I'm left-handed, but it's okay. Let's see. All right, here we go. Daedalus. Nice, easy cut. There's the cut side. It's always nice to see this. There is the cut. I'm on focus. See that? And let's turn this around. Give you a better view. All right. That is Daedalus. It's half and half right here. And you can see it's got a glaucous blue to it, yellow and greens, and it roots really well. That's what's really nice about these. And they're the first icro-DNA that I knew of that was variegated. Sorry about the shadow. All right, let's zoom through. Come on. I'll put rooting hormone on these a little bit after. But yeah, I had one customer asked for 3 different variegates, actually 4. I cut one of them ahead of time. Okay, we're gonna go to the Naga-Ina. You guys saw this one. This is also one of my seed grows. Variegate that came from our garden. It's a misplant seed, Chalaensis by Colossus. Has notches, reddish orange spines, gets a bit more red in winter, and has that variegation right there. All right, let's cut this one here. When you cut just above the place where it had pupped, it usually helps, but sorry about the shaking. I cut a little low, see? All right, Naga-Ina. Let's see, you named after the Rudyard Kipling story of Rikki Tikki Tavi. Whoop whoop. Police. Let's look at it in the greenhouse, see if the color changes. Sometimes the shadows don't help it. That is Naga-Ina. That is a pretty variegate. So you can kind of see a little bit better here. The glaucous blue kind of covers it some. African sun. Look at that thing. Gorgeous, gorgeous choice. All right, big old Naga-Ina. Let's go to the next one. All right, where did we put that blade, Jeremy? Oh, there it is. Okay. So next is CCVP. What are we gonna call on your blade? So whenever I cut these variegates, I try to make sure, I like 8, 9, 10 on a minimum when you're gonna root something that has half the amount of green epidermis. You wanna give it a good head start of growth before you try to root it. So this one here, there's one chakra is right there. We're gonna cut it down here. CCVP, this is Australian variegate. It came from Collector's Corner in Australia. It's a nursery over there, and I think it's in Victoria. And this was a seedling that got discovered by a collector and isolated, propagated. A little bit different from JS47. Spines aren't as long, but it's called Collector's Corner Variegated Peru. Here it is next to my rooted one. So as you can see, it does a good job of rooting, and it's also offsetting down here. See? All right, so CCVP. Cut that a lot bigger than posted, but that's how we do it. All right, what's next? I think we got Naga-Ina, CCVP is done. Let's cut that Kesey. Call goes here. All right, here's one of the Keseys. This is the 4-ribbed one, but I'm gonna cut this one here. Kesey is named after Ken Kesey. Almost fell. It is a scopulicola from GB's garden. I believe it came from SS Sacred Succulent seed, and I believe SS Scop Ben's scopulicolas may have been FR991 seed, but you'll have to look that up again. Short spined, thick ribs, leathery skin, right? Kesey. All right, what else we got on the list, Jeremy? You can see I'm moving fast today. We will go and cut. Oh, I'm gonna cut this Conker King. So this one, I think I decided I'm going to try to root it. You don't really see too many big options of Conker King, but let's do it anyways. Conker King. It is I think Playa Bonita Burgessiae from Littorio in Spain. He sowed the seed, and one of the seedlings was a Burgessiae. We don't know the parents, but probably Burgessiae hybrid of some sort. And it gets weird, it gets variegated, it gets lumpy, and yeah, looks really good. Pretty, huh? Okay, so let's leave some here. And I'll go right here. Ooh, that's a nice Conker King. Look at that thing. Conker King. That's a good one. I like that. Pretty. All right, let's go put this. Go cut a non-Trichocereus. We're going to cut Eulychnia spinibarbis that I've had grafted to a Chiabentia. And yeah, I've had it grafted for about 2 years. I want to get it on its own roots. If anyone knows about Eulychnia spinibarbis, there's a chance it could be a castanea if some people don't believe the species name. But look at it here, and if you're an expert or think yourself an expert, let me know what you think if spinibarbis is correct. So we got one shaka here. I'm gonna cut it 12 inches, leave a bit here, propagate it in case someone thinks we should. All right. A little bit more spines on this one, so I might struggle. I'll try to hold it down here. You know, the Chiabentia graft stock is okay. Ooh, there's a spine. I need to wear some glasses. That is, I'm gonna beat that graft stock up. Oh my goodness. Don't get a spine in your eye. I'm gonna hide behind the phone. All right. I probably need a saw. Wasn't expecting a saw requirement on this one. Sometimes you need the saw. Ouch. Eulychnia spinibarbis. Isn't that pretty? If I find my castanea, we'll go try to, I know it's taking long, but let's go see it compared to my castanea. What do you guys think? It's a lot thicker, but you know, this one's been grafted. It took a while for this thing to explode. Sorry, it's a little dark in the shadows. So there's my castanea from Los Moles. Here it is next to an acida. Right? And yeah, it grew a lot thicker this last year. It was kind of thin on the graft, but you know, this might be actually a 3-year graft. And I'll show you, everyone always wants to see the spiral. So this is spinibarbis. There's Castanea spiralis, and no flowers yet on there. But there you go. So there's spinibarbis. All right. We have one more plant I was thinking of doing. I'll put this down. Who else needs a cut right now? You know, usually I try to get some of these guys off their graft stock. Don't know if I see anything else that wasn't on my list. There is one thing. All right, we're gonna do it. This is Bach's Bastard, number 1, Bach's Bastard 1. This is a plant I got from James Peterson the first time I met him in person at a meetup. And at the meetup, we were talking about, wait, did I get that from him that day? Maybe I didn't get it from him that day, but we were talking about this kind of terschekii looking thing and a plant that I had. I gave him one. It was a Robinsoniana OP seedling. And Robinsoniana, if you don't know, is from the HBG. And they call it Echinopsis Robinsoniana, but they don't state if it's a terschekii or anything. But you know, this is what the seedlings look like. This is open pollinated, so I still think maybe the terschekii or chiloensis that's next to it is the one that pollinated it. But yeah, I think we're gonna cut Bach's. So give me a second. Let me move my pretty JS47 over. Okay, you stay here. You move over here. Oh yeah, this one's starting to pup. Let's see if those offsets on this JS47V look good. All right, let's get to this Bach's Bastard. So Bach's Bastard has, for me, a high likelihood of being a, I think, a Echinopsis melanoptamica. And you've seen me, I've offered some seeds from my melanoptamica hybrids. Echinopsis melanoptamica or leucantha. I like melanoptamica because I have a hard time saying it. And a possible terschekii hybrid. This one also has some variegation that you can't see past these fungal spots. But whenever I've made hybrids with this, the seedlings have been very variegated, very variegated. But I mix this with Parquidelas leyendas. I think I mix this with a colorful flower. I can't remember what else I did. But oh, Worm's Head. I did it with Worm's Head. So yeah, those have been weird for people who sowed those seeds. Anyways, all right, let's cut it. 14 minutes in. I'm gonna leave this section down here, and we're gonna cut into the fungal spot here. It's gonna kind of suck, but hopefully I don't make the plant too angry. All right, it's gonna be tough, but we'll see. All right, sorry. I hate cutting into fungal wounds and stuff, because now I'm just cutting it into the flesh, but whatever, maybe it'd still be happier off the graft. Goodness gracious, I should put this on the table. That is one tough cookie. So there is a flower on there, but it was pollinated by a bee, so I don't really, I'm not too worried about the fruit if it doesn't survive. Holy cow, okay. This is Bach's Bastard. Rest in peace, Dan Bach. Came from Bach's garden in Tucson. I'm going all the way around like this. This is maybe gonna fall on me. Let's try not to make it fall. Ooh. There you go, almost there. Let's let it fall on the bench if it falls. There. Lots of flowers, but you know, it's September. It's a little late. All right. So that's what I was talking about. I'm not really happy about getting all this junk into the spot here, but that is one dry cutting. Okay, I'll clean that off. This is Bach's Bastard. There you go, James. I'm gonna root this one. Let's keep it happy, huh? Or whatever form of happy is for this plant. Not too worried about those spots, but whatever. Maybe the flowers will keep going, all the roots. Of course, I waited this late to commit, but that's okay. All right, we're gonna put it here. Put the sulfur on there. Okay, there you go, guys. I think that's it for today's cuttings. I don't think I have anything else I need to cut. No. Potake is not ready. I think maybe the SAS 2. SAS 2 might be ready too. Let's cut this. All right. More scuffs cut. No. Sorry, talking to myself. Clean your blade. Especially that one. Oof. Whatever that is. It might be endemic to the plant. Who knows? But I'll be extra careful. Okay. That might be it. Okay. Is that it, Jeremy? Yeah, that's it. All right. Well, thanks, guys. That is us cutting for today. Get these dried out, milled out next week. CCVP, Naga-Ina, Daedalus, Conker King, Eulychnia spinibarbis, Kesey, and I'm missing something, but that's okay. I'll figure it out afterwards. All right. Talk to you guys later. Okay.